Violet looks fragile at first glance, almost like she doesn't belong in a war college. Her body is visibly delicate, with a slight, almost breakable frame. Soft and fragile exterior, but mentally unbreakable and quietly intense. Xaden has a dark, commanding presence. He's physically strong. There's also a subtle edge of pain and anger beneath his calm exterior. Dangerous, mysterious, powerful, but quietly protective. Rhiannon radiates warmth and strength at the same time. She has an athletic build, confident stance, and an approachable, friendly expression. She carries herself with natural ease, like she belongs in this brutal world. Dane looks polished and disciplined. He gives off a safe and reliable energy, especially at first. He's constantly trying to do what's right, even if it's complicated. Protective, controlled, but internally conflicted. Tairn is massive and imposing, with dark, almost obsidian-like scales. His presence feels ancient, like he's seen centuries of war and survived it all. His eyes are intelligent and intense, not animal-like but deeply aware. Dominant, wise, protective, a force of nature. Andarna is much smaller, with shimmering golden scales that almost glow. She feels lighter, softer, and more curious compared to Tairn. Gentle, magical, rare, like hidden power waiting to grow. Violet Sorrengail grows up expecting a safe life among scribes. She is physically fragile, her joints are weak, her body easily injured. But her mother, a powerful general, gives her a brutal ultimatum. Join the Riders' Quadrant or face consequences. This isn't just a career change, it's a death sentence. Riders die constantly. A narrow stone bridge, hundreds of feet in the air. The wind howls. One mistake, and you fall to your death. Cadets try to prove their strength. They rush. They fight the wind. They panic. But Violet doesn't. She removes her boots, grips the stone. She lowers her stance, stabilizes her balance. She moves slowly, one step at a time. While others rely on strength, she relies on physics. She ignores the screams, the fear, the chaos. Just one step, then another. She survives, not because she's stronger, but because she's smarter. At Basgiath, survival isn't optional. Cadets are allowed to kill each other. And Violet? She's the perfect target. Weak body, famous name. Someone comes for her in the night. But Violet doesn't sleep deeply. She expects danger. She chooses her position carefully, always with an escape route. She doesn't fight to win. She runs to survive, because sometimes, survival is the real victory. In a place where trust gets you killed, Violet chooses to trust carefully. She bonds with Rhiannon, not blindly, not emotionally, strategically. They train together, protect each other, stay grounded, because Violet understands something others don't. Lone wolves don't last here. Then he walks in, Xaden Riorson, the most feared rider in the quadrant. Son of a rebel, Violet knows one thing, he has every reason to kill her. But she doesn't confront him. She studies him, watches his patterns, his decisions. She doesn't let fear control her. She turns fear into information. Combat training exposes the truth. She's weaker, slower, outmatched. She loses, again, and again. But Violet doesn't quit. She adapts. She targets weak points. She learns from every loss. She trains harder than anyone else. She doesn't ignore her weakness, she engineers around it. A deadly obstacle course in the sky. Others rush in blindly. Violet doesn't. She studies it first, finds the safest path, conserves her energy. While others react, she plans and passes the obstacles. This is where most cadets die. They chase dragons, try to impress them. Violet? She does nothing. She observes, waits, respects them, because she understands. Dragons choose riders, not the other way around. And then, the impossible happens. She bonds with Tairn, ancient, powerful. And Andarna, rare, mysterious. 2 dragons, unheard of, but she didn't force it. She earned it, with honesty, courage, intelligence. She didn't chase power. Power chose her. Her ability awakens, lightning, raw, destructive, uncontrollable, but Violet doesn't let it consume her. She learns slowly, carefully, because she knows, power without control is death. What starts as fear turns into something deeper. But Violet doesn't fall blindly. She watches, learns, tests. She trusts actions, not words. Love doesn't weaken her, it makes her sharper. Something feels wrong. The kingdom's story doesn't add up. Violet starts questioning everything. She connects patterns, sees inconsistencies. Intelligence becomes rebellion. Dane, someone she trusted, breaks her in the worst way. He reads her memories without permission. And in that moment, something in Violet changes. She cuts him off, builds boundaries. She learns the hardest truth. Even trust can be dangerous. Outside the kingdom, reality is different. Darker, deadlier, and real. Venom steal magic from the earth itself. This weakens the land, destroys natural balance, threatens all life. Dragons and riders fight to protect that balance. Violet doesn't cling to old beliefs. She observes, adapts. She trusts evidence, not authority. The truth reveals itself. Dark magic, real monsters. This is war. But now, Violet is different. She fights with precision, coordinates with others, stays calm in chaos. This is where she becomes a true rider. The battlefield is chaos. People die. Everything is at risk. But Violet? She combines everything she's learned, her intelligence, her alliances, her power, her trust. She is no longer the weakest. Violet was taught, Venom are gone. The kingdom is safe. The war is under control. But Xaden reveals, Venom are real, they're attacking. The danger is growing, and Navarre is hiding it all. The real enemy isn't being fought. Instead, the kingdom fights other humans to maintain control. The rebels weren't villains. They were trying to expose the truth. The wards protecting the kingdom? They're failing. And Xaden? He's been fighting the real war all along. Everything Violet believed was a lie. Now she must choose. Believe the past, or accept the truth. And she chooses truth, even when it hurts.